What's up, wrestling fans, trading card collectors? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Cards. Today we're looking at my personal collection of Project 2020 baseball cards. What did I settle on? I'm not buying all 400. Let's check out what I do have. When I first saw some of the Project 2020 cards floating around social media, I wasn't sure they were even real cards. I thought maybe they were custom cards. Somebody's putting out a new trading card line just kind of on their own. We're starting to see a lot more of that, especially with wrestling cards lately. So I was like, oh, these are just customs. Then after digging some more, I found out, oh no, these are real cards. Topps is putting these out. This is interesting. The different styles and flares from each artist, I was just blown away with. Their crazy designs didn't have a lot of basic stuff. There's a few. We'll get into that as we're going through some of my cards. But I just thought it was interesting. It sent me right back. I've talked to this several times in previous videos. All those 90s cards with the crazy artwork on it. We're starting to see a little bit now, too, with like the Kaboom cards and the Marvel-style basketball cards that we've seen pulled into Donruss packs, I believe. Similar kind of crazy art, just not taking a standard action shot of the guy holding the bat or the guy shooting the ball, and doing something different with it, maybe appealing to another crowd. Maybe the comic book crowd's going to come into sports cards. In this case, maybe the fans of these artists that are in this set, or maybe the fans of just art in general, are going to start buying these cards because maybe they can't afford a major art piece by one of these guys, but they can afford a $20 baseball-style card. So just for example, because I talk about this a lot, if you are unfamiliar with the style of cards I'm talking about from the 90s, stuff like this, and this, and this. You can see where I'm going with it. You can see kind of why I like these crazy art style cards, and not just the standard action shots that like a flagship Topps would put out. Digging into these cards, I realized there's actually something else going on with them once I decided to actually purchase them. So I'm looking around eBay because I didn't know these were actually a Topps project at the time. Then I start going to Topps website. Okay, so right around $15 a card if you buy a set of two. That's cool. But then why am I seeing these cards on eBay? Why am I seeing this Ermsey Mike Trout card go for hundreds, which would eventually go up to like 1,000 or more? Why are these selling so much on the secondary market? Started doing some homework, looking at Print Runs Limited, learning. Again, guys, I talk about diving in before you buy anything and just learning about the avenue you're going about in trading cards, no matter the sport or non-sport, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, whatever you're into. If you want to do it, go for it. Don't just jump into it. Put in the time, learn about it. So when I saw these on the secondary market going for way more than retail, I was like, all right, I'm jumping in. But I wasn't jumping in to flip. I was jumping in to flip enough, maybe make $5 to $10 a card to pay for the cards that I'm going to keep. And I had this idea in mind. I'm not super attached to any of the specific players, so I was like, all right, I'm not going to do a player collection. What kind of a collection did I do? What kind of collection could I do? Maybe you want all 400. No, that's way too much money for me to spend. So I had to really consolidate what I was going to do. If you're looking for more information about Project 2020, my thoughts on it overall, you can go check out the video there that I did. I actually did a couple videos, my opinion, my updated opinion. Also, this is a wrestling card channel, so after you maybe have watched those videos, you can come to this one to that one, whatever. But I did Project 2020 wrestling cards. I've got one more video as of the time of recording to do, 5-part series, so go check that out if you love Project 2020 art style. But today's video is all about my collection. What did I settle on? It's just a unique aspect the way I put this together and did it affordably and strategically. You had to do a lot of work to kind of pin down how you could go about what I wanted to do. But I ended up doing a total of 20 cards. That's it, 20 cards. Somehow each card incorporates one card from each artist and one card from each player. It can be done, you just have to do it strategically. And with the market as low as it is, maybe this is a style you want to go with if you're wanting to jump into Project 2020. So without further ado, let's check out the cards, because that's why you're here. So I'm going to just briefly run through these cards. You can go check out the art later, but I'm just going to give you brief reasons why I got these cards. Here's the Nolan Ryan and Joshua Vides combination card. This is based on the 1969 card of Nolan Ryan. Very classic look. This reminds me of kind of if you had a damaged baseball card or whatever as a kid, and you just kind of took some markers to the border of it, made it your own. That's what these cards are all about. Artwork. Love it. Jackie Robinson. This is from F. based on the 1952 card of Jackie Robinson. A lot of small details. If you look really closely, you can see references to like civil rights, some of the teams he had played for. Love all the little tiny details that some of these artists have put into these cards, really making you look closely at the cards over and over again, thinking, if you don't look really closely, you're going to miss something. Cal Ripken from Don C, based on the 1982 Topps Traded rookie card from Cal. This is one of my favorite cards in the whole set. The color choices and designs just really scream 80s vaporwave music to me. That's a genre of music. If you're unfamiliar with it, you can do a quick Google search, check out that stuff. Anyway, this also has a cool like Terminator 2 feel to it, like T-1000. Is this guy going to morph into some kind of crazy molten metal skeleton robot with a spike arm? Who knows? Could also remind you of 90s like fantasy role-playing game art. Just, there's so many great things about this. Just super cool card. Good job. Sandy Koufax, Tyson Beck. First thing that stood out to me on this card is the barbed wire. This is such an ECW fan and old school deathmatch from Japan fan. I immediately could relate. Now, what do deathmatch wrestling and baseball have to do with each other? Absolutely nothing, other than they're just forms of entertainment. But another cool thing of how this like style of card can bring over crossover nostalgia for maybe people of the city, people of ECW, or, people that just like artwork. That's why Project 20 is so awesome. Don Mattingly from Mr. Cartoon, based on the 1984 rookie card of Don Mattingly. Right off the bat, you can automatically see the old school black and gray tattoo style that Mr. Cartoon went with here. It's what he's known for. Just clean, classic look. Gotta love that train coming through on the bottom with Hitman on it. Sweet. Tony Gwynn from Matt Taylor, based on the 1983 rookie card of Tony Gwynn. The thing I love about this card is the color choices on the black background. They just really pop, but it's not like bright pastel colors. They're kind of more muted. I don't know. They just really pop for me. It still makes you feel like you're looking at an old school San Diego Padres card, because some of these colors were like the brown or the orangish brown colors were involved in their uniforms back then. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? Does this kind of give you an old school Padres feel? Let me know in the comments. Ichiro from Natural, based on the 2001 rookie card of Ichiro. Natural used a lot of symbols and shapes, like right here you can see instead of the text. Some of that really just didn't work for me, and then sometimes it did, and this is one of the ones where I think it knocked it out of the park, keeping the basic Topps design, but just putting that in there so you know who it is. You still have the same general design, just he's putting his own flair on it. I absolutely love it. Ricky Henderson from Sophia Chang, based on the 1980 rookie card of Ricky. All of Ricky Henderson's cards in this set, I landed on this one. And it's simply because of all the green and the yellow. I also dig how busy the card is. Sometimes I talk about less is more. Sometimes I like the busy stuff, the shiny stuff. There's so much going on in this, but clearly you can still see who it is. They clearly used the original picture, just modified it a little bit. I think it's fantastic. George Brett by Ermsey, based on the 1975 rookie card of George Brett. Ermsey, the artist that really got Project 2020 kicked off in the masses with the Mike Trout card he did. Pretty much had the same style throughout all of his cards. I settled on this George Brett. I love how he left the original design around the borders. My favorite two things about this card, and it's really strange, is the name that's backwards at the bottom. I think that's a cool touch. But also this guy. Like, what is he doing? This little happy face on the bat. Interesting touch. Bob Gibson by Gregory Siff, based on the 1959 rookie card of Bob Gibson. The real selling point to me on this is all the pink up here and here that is used in the background. I know the original had pink on it. Another thing about this is that I kind of like a move in a different direction. Sure, he used the original image from the card, but he made the image kind of less of a focus and put all of this extra stuff around the sides, totally transforming the card. What do you think? Willie Mays from Jacob Rochester, based on the 1952 rookie card of Willie Mays. Nothing really special or flashy about this card, just solid design, painting style, like a portrait of Willie Mays. I do love how bold the font is down here, makes it really stand out. Mariano Rivera by Ben Baller. based on the 1992 Bowman Chrome from Mariano Rivera. This is very loosely based on that card, and I really don't see any resemblance, but hey, oh well, it's fun, it's entertainment, love it. Love all of Ben Baller's designs with all the blinged out diamond stuff everywhere. The thing that I loved about this card, and I was like, alright, this is the one, is the grill. Yep, Mariano Rivera rocking a grill. Just, that made the card for me right there. I don't even care about the rest of the card. I saw that grill and had to have it. Roberto Clemente from Andrew Thiel, based off the 1955 rookie card from Roberto. Another one of those cards that just completely changed the design, completely transformed the card from the original. There's just so many small little details in here. This truly is a small piece of artwork in your hands. Ted Williams from Old Man Allen, based on the 1954 rookie card of Ted Williams. Many people hated Old Man Allen's style in all of the Project 2020 cards. And while I agree that some of them were a little bit lackluster, kind of didn't really stand out, more just basic cards, this one to me is the one I went with from Old Man Allen because classic design, I would associate it with a classic player. Ted Williams is the guy. I love all the crazy designs and all the other trading cards, but for some reason I saw this Ted Williams specific card and I was like, yep, this is the one I'm getting. Ken Griffey Jr. from Keith Shore, based on the 1989 Topps Traded rookie card of Ken Griffey. There isn't much I need to say about this card that hasn't been said. I'm one of the few people that loves this art style. Many people were criticizing, being like, oh, this is trash. What is Project 2020 doing? This is the card, though, that really turned the tide in for the worst for Project 2020 set. No, not the card itself, because, I think the cards are still top-notch, even the ones that they're putting out right now. But when all the flippers came along out of the woodwork, there became a shortage of one-touches. Topps started really dropping the ball with quality control and production, shipping delays. Like, if you want to know more about that fiasco, just do a quick Google search about this specific card in Project 2020. You can also go check out my videos there that I did, kind of my opinion on the set overall. But this card is just a great representation of what the hobby can do. It can be good, it can be bad. Maybe this represents something that you should take caution on as you go forward in the hobby. Maybe when everyone else is just buying stuff like crazy, you don't buy it because of what this card did. So just a little food for thought there. Derek Jeter, King Saladin, based on the 1993 rookie card, Derek Jeter. I love when the cards have background art styles of the city that player plays in. No, there's some more modern, I believe they're Donruss cards that have From Downtown, I believe is what they're called. Same kind of similar design here. King Saladin could not have done a better job on this one. Love the New York skyline, the font used, the Mr. November, and the Big Apple references. Couldn't have done it better. Mark McGwire by Blake Jameson, based on the 1987 rookie card of Mark McGwire. This is the card for me that got me down the rabbit hole of Project 2020. I don't know why I gravitated to this card so much. I grew up loving McGwire. I love the wood grain frame. Love the American flag. But what really this card did for me is expose me to Blake Jameson. And I saw him popping up on card shows on YouTube, all over social media. So I followed him, and then I kind of got a behind-the-scenes peek at like how he does his art. Like just the kind of out-of-the-box ways he's doing card art. Really inspired me to start doing some of my own, kind of thinking outside the box with junk wax era cards. So if you want, go check out Blake Jameson on Instagram if you haven't already. Just really inspiring. Frank Thomas from Fucci, based on the 1990 rookie card of Frank Thomas. Fucci usually uses faceless characters in a lot of his cards. I honestly am not a fan of those. I wasn't a fan of a lot of his cards. This specific one, though, really did it for me. I'm not sure if it was this cool font down here in the bottom. I'm not sure if it was the Partridge Family style pattern, like the Partridge Family bust back here in the background. I really think that's why I like this card so much, but this is one of my favorite cards that he put out. Mike Trout from JK5, based on the 2011 update rookie card of Mike Trout. I like to call all of JK5's cards the Star Wars cards because they usually have some sort of Star Wars reference or they remind me of Star Wars. I know he's a big fan of Star Wars, so that's probably why that came in. I mean, what more would you want out of this card? You got Mike Trout shooting lasers out of his eyes. This just rules. And the last card in my personal collection of Project 2020 would be Dwight Gooden, based on the 1985 rookie card done by Grotesque. Honestly, the only reason I have this card is because I needed a Dwight Gooden and a Grotesque card to finish the set. It's just an okay card. I wasn't the biggest fan of Grotesque's artwork, but to each his own. I mean, still a cool card. You're never going to get me to not like the Mets colors of the blue and orange. They just pop on every single card they're put on. Thanks again for checking out the video. I mainly wanted to make this video just to expose the artists, expose the art, and expose these cards. You know, I'm not here to tell you, go buy Project 2020. I think it's a great card investment. Invest in these well, kind of is a decent investment, I guess, as low as they are right now. A couple bucks a piece, which is crazy to me. But I just want to get this stuff out there to you people because maybe you don't like baseball. Maybe you're not familiar with some of these artists or just how cool trading cards can be in general. Even if it's not a genre that you're in, you know, maybe you're just wrestling, just MMA, just Pokemon, and you see these baseball cards, you're like, oh, well, I want to get those cards now. That's what this video is here to do. I hope I got you some information that's helpful to you. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe, click the videos on the screen for even more great card information, and I'll see you there.